Hello guys and welcome back to a new episode of Marvel Man 901. In this episode I'm going to talk about the Rebirth of Thanos. But in order to explain this story, we need to explain how he died. And that takes place in Marvel 2-in-1 Annual 2 from 1977. In a nutshell, the Avengers, Spider-Man, Thing and Adam Warlock are fighting Thanos to save Earth. The fight is of course brutal, Thanos is immensely powerful as he is, and eventually Adam Warlock returns from the Soul Gem, extremely powerful, and turns Thanos into a solid statue of granite, effectively killing him. Now, in 1990, Rebirth of Thanos begins with Silver Surfer Volume 3, Issue 34. The Silver Surfer lands on an unnamed planet, exhausted, and decides to sleep, something he hasn't done for years. As he falls asleep, Silver Surfer noticed a strange temple, which turns out to be a path to the realm of death. Inside, he finds a rat man and a corpse carrying a chest, which turns out to contain the spirit of Thanos. Death is there, and she pretty much speaks through the corpse, who says that his demise has raised him to a new plateau, making him worthy to serve death. He also says that the only being in the universe who is destined to be able to stop him is the Silver Surfer. Thanos sees the Silver Surfer and attacks him straight away. As the Surfer leaves the temple, he finds that the planet is full of aliens. He gets his board and sees an infant who is about to be sacrificed into a volcano. He goes there to save it, and the infant turns out to be a monster. Upon destroying the monster, Silver Surfer wakes up next to Thanos. The next issue begins with Silver Surfer issue 35. Thanos explains that death has resurrected him to solve a great imbalance in the universe, which is a metaphysical danger to everything alive. And he decides to show the Silver Surfer this by taking him to Earth. Thanos explains that between life and death there have become a huge imbalance, as the medical and scientific breakthroughs throughout the universe has changed how it's supposed to be. People aren't dying as much as they should, and they live a lot longer, obviously. And one of the biggest problems is, of course, the environmental problem, as Earth is rushing towards its own doom. He also takes Silver Surfer to Solaria, which is a peaceful world where its inhabitants has no real threat against them, that they only pretty much laze around and multiply. He estimates that within 20 years, the population will rise to a level a lot higher than the planet can support. This will lead to famine, which will lead to warfare and then cannibalism. His solution, and Dev's solution, to this is to kill 50% of all life in the universe. And Silver Surfer was, of course, a lot against this. However, Thanos explains to him that he has already helped with this cause by bringing bacteria from Earth to Solaria. Silver Surfer rushes to Solaria to stop what he has inadvertently helped, but it is already too late. The final panels of this issue, we can see Kronos, which is the grandfather of Thanos. He is now resurrecting Drax. It continues in issue 36, where the Silver Surfer goes to Earth to learn more about Thanos, as he knows that the Avengers has fought him before. He meets She-Hulk, who immediately believes that he is a villain, so she punches him in the face and Silver Surfer doesn't even feel it. He explains to Captain America that this young woman sort of bumped into me. Captain America shows the Silver Surfer the files that they had on Thanos, explains that he once had the Cosmic Cube but was defeated, and then that he had the Soul Gems but again was defeated, and this led to his death, all of which I told you in the beginning of this video. After this, the Silver Surfer leaves and he is met by the Impossible Man, a ridiculous character who is absolutely freaking out at this time. He explains that he had overheard the conversation between Silver Surfer and Thanos, and he's freaking out because he is part of one half of the universe, which he is. He tries to convince Silver Surfer in order to defeat Thanos, he has to become more fun, as Thanos is just as surly and unhumorous as Silver Surfer is. After a ridiculous fight where the Silver Surfer loses his patience several times, he pretty much passes a test. Not really, but enough for the Impossible Man to leave him alone. It continues into issue 37, where Silver Surfer went to Titan to learn more about Thanos from Thanos' own father. His father was Mentor, otherwise known as Alars, and Mentor explained that Thanos was always troubled as a child, and that when he was 10 years old, his mother died, and it turned out to be by Thanos himself. 8 years later, another girl was killed in a similar fashion, and before he could be arrested, Thanos left. He went to the outer rim of the galaxy, grew up along with a terrorist who taught him how to use his powers in horrible manners, and for about 80 plus years he was out there until he returned home and Titan fell. At this time, Star Fox, who is also known as Eros, who is the brother of Thanos, he noticed that Drax arrived. He pretty much punched his way through over to the Silver Surfer, and he pretty much only had one thought in his head, and that was, where is Thanos? Kept on asking this while Mantra explained who Drax actually was, that Kronos, the god of Titan and his father, I believe, had actually created him in a way to battle Thanos. And why Drax actually went off the Silver Surfer was because he probably sensed that the Silver Surfer had been close to Thanos before, which he had. Eventually, Drax decided to attack Silver Surfer and continued to do so until Silver Surfer pretty much dragged Drax out of there on his board through a sun, but it didn't stop Drax either, and eventually he decided to change his tactics and take him to Earth, over to the headquarters of the Fantastic Four, where he pretty much placed him in front of a TV, hoping that he would be distracted, which he was, and then the Silver Surfer left. Continues with the final issue in this story, which is issue 38, where Thanos went to Sanctuary 3, his old ship, where his old crew was, who apparently have been taken over by Nebula, who is his supposed granddaughter. Thanos attacked Geatar, Nebula's right-hand man, and then burned Nebula. As he was taking over, Death showed up, being concerned that it was taking so long for Thanos to complete his plan. Thanos explains to her that his plan is going well and that he needs to move cautiously as not to attract unwanted attention. Meanwhile, the Silver Surfer was searching the galaxy for information on Thanos, and then Thanos appears. He tells Silver Surfer to come to Paraxlon for the final battle, for this to end finally, which Silver Surfer naturally does. He finds him in the sewers and they fight. Both of them are of course very powerful, and this is a bit of a trick by Thanos. He teleports back and forth, pretty much forcing Silver Surfer to take action in destroying his share, which is actually killing Thanos, but not really. Silver Surfer is shocked, of course, that Thanos died. He takes the remains of his body, pretty much the skeleton, over to Titan. But naturally, Thanos is alive. And a side note to this is that it is revealed a little bit further into the Infinity Gauntlet, which continues in these issues, that Thanos actually had surgically altered Geatar, the guy he attacked on Sanctuary 3, to resemble him perfectly, and then for him to take his place to die. Very gruesome thing to do, but extremely clever plan, really. So that is it. That is this story, the Rebirth of Thanos. And I hope you've enjoyed all this. This will continue into the Thanos quest, where he looks for the Infinity Gems, or Infinite Stones, however you want to call it, and then immediately leads into Infinity Gauntlet. So make sure to subscribe and like, share, all of that stuff, and I hope you have enjoyed listening to all this. Okay, now, bye.